Right then, welcome back to the channel. I'm absolutely delighted you've decided to join me today because we're going to tackle something that affects virtually every single one of us at some point in our lives: the art of speaking with confidence. Whether you're delivering a presentation at work, having a difficult conversation with a loved one, or simply trying to express your thoughts more clearly in everyday situations, today's episode is going to transform the way you think about communication. Now, before we dive in properly, I want you to think about this for a moment. How many brilliant ideas have remained unshared because someone lacked the confidence to speak up? How many opportunities have slipped away because fear held someone back from expressing themselves clearly? The truth is, confidence in speaking isn't just about being heard. It's about unlocking your potential to influence, inspire, and connect with others in meaningful ways. Let's start by clearing up a common misconception. Confidence isn't about being the loudest person in the room or never feeling nervous. True confidence in speaking comes from a deep understanding that your thoughts and perspectives have value and that you have the right to express them. It's about feeling secure in your ability to communicate effectively, even when you don't have all the answers. I've noticed that many people confuse confidence with arrogance or assume that confident speakers are naturally gifted. This simply isn't true. The most confident speakers I know have trained their minds to approach communication differently. They've developed what I call a confident mindset, a way of thinking that supports rather than sabotages their ability to express themselves. Your internal dialogue, that constant stream of thoughts running through your mind, is arguably the most powerful factor in determining your speaking confidence. If you're constantly telling yourself things like, "I'm terrible at public speaking," or "nobody wants to hear what I have to say," you're programming your mind for failure before you even open your mouth. The first step in training your mind for confident speaking is becoming aware of these internal narratives. Start paying attention to the thoughts that arise when you're about to speak, especially in situations that make you feel uncomfortable. Are these thoughts supportive or destructive? Are they based on facts or fears? Once you've identified negative thought patterns, you can begin the process of reframing them. Instead of thinking, "I'm going to embarrass myself," try, "This is an opportunity to share something valuable." Rather than, "Everyone will judge me," consider, "Most people are supportive and want me to succeed." This isn't about deluding yourself with false positivity. It's about choosing thoughts that serve your goals rather than undermine them. One of the most effective ways to build speaking confidence is through thorough preparation. When you know your material inside and out, when you've anticipated potential questions or challenges, and when you've practiced your delivery, you create a foundation of competence that naturally breeds confidence. But preparation goes beyond just knowing what you want to say. It involves understanding your audience, considering the context of your communication, and having a clear purpose for your message. When you're well prepared, you can focus on connecting with your audience rather than worrying about what comes next. I recommend what I call the 3-layer preparation method. The first layer is content mastery, knowing your subject matter thoroughly. The second layer is structural preparation, organizing your thoughts in a logical, compelling way. The third layer is delivery preparation, practicing how you'll present your ideas, including your tone, pace, and body language. Here's something that might surprise you. Confident speakers aren't primarily focused on themselves. They're focused on their message and their audience. When you shift your attention from how do I look or what if I mess up to how can I help my audience understand this or what value can I provide, something magical happens. Your nervousness diminishes because you're no longer the center of your own attention. This shift in perspective is crucial because it transforms speaking from a performance about you into a service for others. When you approach communication as an act of service, sharing knowledge, offering support, or providing entertainment, the pressure on you personally decreases significantly. Confidence, like any skill, improves with practice. But how do you practice speaking confidence? Here are several exercises that I found particularly effective. First, try the mirror method. Stand in front of a mirror and have conversations with yourself about topics you're passionate about. This might feel silly initially, but it's incredibly powerful. You're training your mind to associate speaking with positive emotions while simultaneously practicing your delivery. Second, implement what I call daily speaking challenges. Each day, set a small goal to speak up in a situation where you might normally remain quiet. This could be asking a question in a meeting, complimenting a stranger, or sharing an opinion in a group conversation. The key is to start small and gradually increase the difficulty. Third, practice the story bank technique. Develop a collection of personal stories, examples, and anecdotes that you can share in various situations. When you have go-to stories that you've practiced and refined, you'll always have something interesting to contribute to conversations. Even with a trained mind and thorough preparation, you might still experience physical symptoms of nervousness. A racing heart, sweaty palms, or a shaky voice? The good news is that these symptoms are normal and manageable. Breathing is your most powerful tool for managing physical nervousness. When you're anxious, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid, which actually increases your anxiety. By consciously slowing and deepening your breath, you activate your body's relaxation response. Try the 4-7-8 technique. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 7, and exhale for 8. This is particularly effective just before speaking. Progressive muscle relaxation is another excellent technique. Starting with your toes and working up to your head, tense and then relax each muscle group. This helps release physical tension and brings your attention to the present moment. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to appear confident is attempting to be someone they're not. Authentic confidence comes from being genuinely yourself, not from putting on a performance. Your unique perspective, your particular way of expressing ideas, your personal experiences, these are your strengths, not weaknesses to hide. Authenticity in speaking means being honest about what you know and what you don't know. It means allowing your personality to shine through your words. It means being vulnerable when appropriate and genuine in your interactions. Paradoxically, when you stop trying so hard to appear confident, you often become more confident naturally. Confident speakers aren't those who never face challenging situations. They're those who handle challenges gracefully. When you make a mistake, acknowledge it briefly and move on. When you don't know something, admit it honestly and offer to find out. When faced with difficult questions or hostile audiences, remain calm and focused on finding constructive solutions. Remember that perfection isn't the goal, connection is. People relate to speakers who are human, who occasionally stumble, who show genuine emotion. Your imperfections often make you more relatable, not less credible. Building speaking confidence is a journey, not a destination. Even the most accomplished speakers continue to work on their craft, continue to feel nervous in certain situations, and continue to learn new techniques. The difference is that they've learned to work with their nerves rather than against them. Set realistic expectations for yourself. You won't transform overnight from someone who dreads speaking to someone who loves it. But with consistent practice and the right mindset, you can absolutely develop the confidence to express yourself clearly and compellingly in any situation. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with a challenge. Before this week is over, I want you to actively seek out one speaking opportunity that stretches you slightly beyond your comfort zone. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Perhaps it's volunteering to introduce yourself at a networking event, asking a question at a lecture, or simply speaking up more in your next team meeting. Remember, your voice matters. Your perspectives are valuable. Your experiences are unique. The world needs what you have to offer, but only if you have the confidence to share it. Training your mind to speak with confidence isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming the most authentic, clear, and compelling version of yourself. It's about ensuring that when opportunity knocks, you're ready to answer with conviction and clarity. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this episode has resonated with you, please do give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who might benefit from it, and don't forget to subscribe for more content on personal development and communication skills. Until next time, remember your voice has power. Use it wisely, use it boldly, and most importantly, use it authentically.